All right, and welcome back to the Talking Tactical podcast. As always, I'm Phoenix here with my co-host Nero Wolf. So he's over to the side here with a
Hmm?
nice fancy new mug. Maybe a new mug. I forget if
Wait.
that's a new mug or
No,
not.
no, I got this. I got this when my wife and I went to Universal Studios right before Deadpool 1 came out.
Oh,
So
yeah, yeah, yeah. So
pre pre fandom because I'm so oh my heavens! For the longest time, getting anything Deadpool was impossible.
I was
I
like Nightmare
mean,
Before Christmas growing up. 'Cause that was
oh,
my
it's still
favorite
that
show.
way. Still,
I
it's
find that
still
there's a lot more now than there used to be. I find that
Mm.
there's a lot more.
At the Disney store. Yeah, I do
Yeah.
agree. There's a lot of it there.
So,
Um,
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
I was gonna say. So for those listening, audioly and not visually, if I do sound different, I managed to break my microphone right before filming, although
Clever
it has been on the
bastard.
fritz for a bit. So I have my wonderful headset, and we are live. Though we are back. It's been 3 weeks.
I don't know, to be honest with you. I
Three
haven't
weeks,
really
maybe
been paying
four
much
weeks.
attention.
I had to take a vacation time, and then we had to get other stuff sorted out. But we have super cool news. It's actually posted in this video, but you have to find it, and first to comment will get a free patch. And if no one finds it by the end of the show, we'll make an announcement for it.
Posted in this video. I don't know
It
what
is
you're
it
talking
is posted in the video, so you should know
What?
what it is.
I I don't see anything posted. I'm so confused.
Okay, it's in there. It's in
Thanks,
there.
Matthew Daniels.
Thanks,
We are
Matt.
so glad to be back.
Ah, so excited. So what? I was
Okay,
gonna say,
go ahead. Go, 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 go,
I was gonna
go.
say so. Say what we've been up to. Do you want to go first? Do you want me to go first?
Oh, dude, we've been doing so much. It's been nearly a month. It's nice and warm weather, so obviously we've been out and about. You went to Disneyland,
Disney World,
Disney
and
World.
a cruise, and a Disney cruise, and then came back and
And
started a
the
new job.
cruise. Oh, you
And
got on a boat.
I got on a boat
I'm
and I
sorry
went
to hear that.
places and I got sunburnt because up here is receding and I didn't know to put suntan
Oh,
lotion on there. Yeah, not that bad. You still got
it's
to be
bad.
careful.
No, man, I can teach you some shit. I got some burns. I could tell you about. I can tell you about
Yeah.
needing sunscreen.
So yeah. So that was
Um,
that was my first bit of the vacation, and then came back to what do you even have going on? Um,
work. You got
Work,
a new job, which
work,
means
new rules.
new podcast schedules. And we're not talking about it.
Not yet.
Well, no, we're gonna. I thought we were doing something on Thursday.
Okay, so the contest is ruined by Nero.
Oh, and nobody told me that. I don't see.
It's changed in the About Us section. Bi-weekly show or bi-weekly
Oh,
shit. I gotta change that.
whoops.
I should probably do that right now.
Bi-weekly ship or
By
shit.
show. So we're going to
Oh,
a weekly show.
oh. See,
Yeah, Matt
Matthew
Daniels
already knew
got it.
that. Hi, Mr. Greenwood. Good
Kind
morning,
of.
sir.
So there's something else there that I'm actually fixing as the show's going live because that's only how we operate.
Yay. Who let
So
these idiots on the internet?
pretty much, pretty much. Expert.
I have coffee, so that's great. So you and I also, when you got home and it came out and it was the actual opening night on the Friday,
Hmm.
went and saw Deadpool. But before that, we saw Infinity War,
Yeah. So I actually got to see that
which
on the cruise, which was super cool.
really you didn't tell me that.
Yeah. So we saw anytime there's an opening show on by Disney, they play it for free on the cruise. So we saw it at 11 o'clock on the Sunday night before we got off the cruise.
Oh, what a nice little treat. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So that was a different experience. It was cool. The only thing was is we screwed up what theater we were supposed to be in, so I missed like the first like 3 minutes. So there will be
Okay.
spoilers for that and Deadpool.
So, boys, yes, I don't know if you put it in the comments, but we are going to talk about Deadpool and Infinity War and Disney stuff, and it's going to be semi paintball, nothing to do with paintball at all, really. Let's be honest here. We're going to talk
Which
about our
kills me
lives
because
for a bit.
you only went to the biggest Meg-fed game.
Mm, mm, mm. We're going to talk about our vacations, and yes, I totally forgot. So we are going to talk about a little bit of paintball. I'm sorry for the gargly voice. Oh, and we're back. Okay.
And we're back.
And we're live from TTP. Hey, Davey Flint, welcome aboard. This gentleman, I'm going to share the picture because I think he went live and we're sharing stuff. And if you're not, you can warn me in the comments in the next couple of sections, which is like seconds, only spelled wrong. I'm gonna send a picture here to. Oh, this is so pretty, sir. Okay, you talk about your Disney cruise.
So
where did you guys go?
yeah, so we were away. So we did the Bahamas cruise. So that was a lot of fun. Did Disney World with the family, which was a lot of more interesting, I think, for me this time because I don't know, I've been following some movie stuff more closely. So getting to see some of the props and things when we were doing some tours was a lot more interesting this time than the last time that I had been there. So that was super cool to do that and then to see how they kind of put stuff together. The kids are that much older. We got to do that many more rides that were more aggressive and stuff like that. So it was good for that. After that, it was just a fun time away with family was the biggest thing, and then coming back and well, the cruise was the most fun. I think the cruise was definitely an experience. The amount of stuff you can do on the ship was a lot more fun than most people would realize. And I got a new art piece for my birthday because it actually was my birthday while we were away. So that was a lot of fun. And when we came back first weekend, so weekend you were in 0 Hour, got to play up at Sector 57 for opening weekend. So that was a lot of fun. A lot of people were asking about the walk-on paintball events that I host up there. So those are coming as well. The event pages are up, but I have to move one of the dates as I just found out it conflicts with family plans as I misunderstood what weekend I was allowed to use and the weekend that things were. So
Don't you hate it when you make plans and then your wife goes, "Honey, we already made plans," and it's
Yeah.
like, "Oh,
Yeah.
oh, Ashley, I'm so sorry." It's Ashley, right? I'm so bad with names.
Davey said no Deadpool 2. We're starting off with Infinity
Oh
War
no,
spoilers,
sorry, dude.
and then
We're
no,
gonna,
we'll
yeah,
start with Infinity War, and then we'll move into Deadpool. So
yeah.
we'll keep the two separate.
We'll do our best. What's today? The 21st?
Yeah, 21st.
Yeah, I think I sent you the right thing. There it is. Oh no, pause this nonsense. Yeah, we are totally. Oh, my sister, stop.
Stop it. Stop
I
it.
gotta. I can't
Oh,
say I'm offline. I'm in the middle of a podcast right now. My sister is trying to message me on the book face, and it's loud in my ear. And we're back. Okay, sorry guys. I'm the worst. Bad radio. Really bad radio.
So you go ahead and talk about your vacation stuff. I'm gonna
While
get
you
this
do
ready.
something? Yeah, okay, cool. So I'm buying a thing. Anyway, so I'm going to well no, so I went to 0 Hour with David Andrews, David Reed, sorry, Dave Andrews. Don't call him David. Dave Andrews, Dave Reed, Ben Hutchinson, the designer for Patch Panel and Patch Club, and Thomas Mock from Ripple Industries, which was a lot of fun. He what did Danny? No, Devo. Sorry, Davey. You gonna? Yeah, man. Totally sorry. I wasn't paying attention again. So we went down to 0 Hour and played some paintball at Combat Paintball, Combat Zone, Combat. I'm so bad with names.
Is it Combat Edge?
I don't know. Combat, whatever, something combat in paint. Someone will correct us in the comments as they always do. And then you'll have to watch the video on Facebook to actually understand what we're talking about. But we'll pop it up as soon as they say it. Anyways, went to 0 Hour, which was a lot of fun. They did screw up a little bit with the rules. And as always, there was a shield brigade that wasn't taking their hits, which was very frustrating. And a lot of players actually walked from the event because of this, which so upsetting. It was such a good game. I really did enjoy it. But... stupid sister. I don't want to type. I don't want to turn and give up my focus. Anyway, so went to 0 Hour, which was a lot of fun. And then
So
right
just,
after the game
not
was
calling
done.
It's like getting hit in the foot and not calling it, or
Yeah, we were at the case. So it was a first strike, no hold bars. You could shoot first strike, you could shoot round ball. They just chronoed your gun for, I think, round ball. They didn't chrono for first strike, which was terrible.
that's different than last year because last year they did.
First strikes were coming out super hot, which was
Yeah.
ridiculous, but a lot of fun. So you could sit way back and pick off knees and ankles and shit, but they weren't taking their hits. And there were a couple of guys from MagFed United whose patch is on my vest. Oops, I was going to put it up here. They're a group that we've recently, I recently aligned myself with, allied myself with. They're a really great group of American paintballers from everywhere, from West Virginia, New York, Vermont. Your smile is really weird. What's wrong, buddy? You're staring intently into your.
Oh, I'm just fixing a screen. So when we took our hiatus, I unfortunately lost all of my assets for quick load videos. So I'm rebuilding it as we're doing this show. So that's all. Just that, small things. Yeah, that's interesting that they didn't chrono for the two of them, because that's what, like, I'm all for first strikes being allowed everywhere, but I do believe that they need to be chronoed just that little bit different. And I would only say like 5, 10 FPS below everywhere else, but just to prevent that close quarter shot being that little bit more intense. Because one thing that I think everyone needs to understand is that a first strike round and a round ball being point blank at 280 is essentially the same thing, because you're so close, like at point blank, like you're talking 280, 280, but first strikes maintain velocity longer, and
And
that's
kinetic
why,
energy
and
is a
kinetic energy.
main thing.
Yeah, so that's why you chrono them less, is because they'll actually maintain it longer. So fields
Oh,
having a
so much
280
fun.
limit is usually based on the round ball, the amount that it will drop to when it would hit somebody, versus first strike. So
Oh,
I know people complain that, like, oh well, first strike should be chrono the same as round ball, and it's like, no, they should be a little bit lower, but they should be allowed everywhere. I do believe in that. So
I was shooting first strike. I was shooting iron sight. I brought a. So I couldn't fit. I only brought one vest, which is my own fault. Because if you've got one, you got none. If you got two, you got one. If you got three, you got two. And when you get down to two, you only got one.
yeah,
And
did you have
that
your
fails, you're
lightweight
fucked.
one though, or your big one?
I have my normal plate carrier, like
Oh,
the
you only have the
nice.
one, yeah, because you're the
Yeah, yeah.
owner
No,
of
I
it.
do have a. No, I've got a nice 6 mag, like the old school, cheap action movie 6 mag black
Yeah,
Condor style. I have one of those as well, which fits my Milsig mags very nicely. But the other little one only really fits my T15 mags, and the little Taka pouch that I bought only fits my T15 mags. Again, doesn't fit any of my M5 mags. No, it's really upsetting. I forgot that it didn't fit. It was my own fault. I packed 2 guns and 1 vest.
yeah,
I forgot to size. It was my own fault because, again, prepare, test.
yeah.
Don't just
Um,
guess through it.
yeah,
Go ahead.
and yeah. Well, I'll say what I'm finding too is I got that Shadow Syndicate vest, and I'm probably gonna have to get mag holders for it now, because the Milsigs just are like the Milsig
You can
hybrid
fit
mags are
two.
just a little too tight.
Yeah. So we saw Infinity War. If anybody has not seen Infinity War, this is the time you tune out and hope for the best. Please, for the love of all things holy, if you haven't seen it, we're gonna spoil the shit out of it, talk about it, and cry about it a little bit. So please, for the love of all things holy, just don't.
Just don't.
Just turn off,
Don't.
pause. We'll be back. If you come back and we're still talking and you're not sure, just hold off till the yeah.
Well, did you want to talk about that thing that you sent me first, or do you want to go into the movie?
We'll hold off on that till a little bit later. It'll be a
Okay.
not a spoiler. It'll be like a little hidden gem for later. Those people who like to watch the video, and if not, we'll post a picture in the comments. I'll post a picture in the comments below at the end of the show. All right. So
So, what
here we
did you
go.
think overall?
Okay, Infinity War. It felt they did a great job of almost like how Joss Whedon is really good at making small groups who generally you wouldn't expect to work and like each other really worked well. They were different. What's the word? Not franchises. Different, like total. I can't think of it. Like he has a way of just making different personalities work really well.
Yeah.
And his writing, and they did that with multiple different groups in the way that they watched each storyline, and each storyline had a nice beginning, middle, and end. They had 3 perfect climaxes, and the way they didn't, and they crammed it all into what, 2.5 hours?
Yeah, like it's getting close to 3, but no, like it's still. it's not Lord of the Rings level of like this just keeps going and going and going. Um, so I really enjoyed that. I thought everyone had justice done to their characters. Like
Mm,
the majority like of the three arcs. Like if someone wasn't in an arc, yeah, that kind of sucked. But everyone got
yeah.
screen time was my big thing. Like I wasn't kind of thinking like, okay, like what is this person just gonna show up for 5 seconds? Like it progressed. It made sense when people appeared.
Yep.
So that was good.
Well, what bothered me the most was all the memes afterwards, like the spoiler alerts. People like that there was no Drac wasn't in the movie. It's like he was everywhere. He was. I remember him very clearly dying twice.
Yeah.
Sorry, there you go. First big spoiler. Oh, Drax dies twice. But no, I love the way they introduced Thanos. They're not really introduced, but like told a little bit of his backstory and then
Yeah.
had him tell the backstory. It was a good movie. I enjoyed it, but it just felt like a trailer for Avengers 4,
It was.
and then with the post credit scene, it felt like it felt like the whole thing was a work. Like you know how Justice League or Batman v Superman felt like a lead up for Justice League, and that's all it felt like was one big trailer. I felt the same thing, unfortunately, with Infinity War, but oh, so good.
But it's also one of those ones is I feel like this is the transitionary movie that they had to have. Like there was no way to do like either you did just like that jump and it was like it was jarring where it's like, well, where is everyone? Why wasn't this person in it? Why wasn't this person in it? So you kind of have to have that like segue crossover episode before the big bad. Everyone shows up. Okay, well these are the people that are actually going to be in the next one. They're the real heavy hitters. Um, so I was like, there was that part of it, and then
Mhm.
like yeah, like it hit you like how they cleaned everybody up. Like there were some characters where I was like, okay, cool, they're gone. Other characters like to see my wife loved it. The three badasses, the girls, Black Widow, the general from Wakanda, and
Mhm.
Scarlet Witch took on one of the main female
Yep.
villains, and it was
Yep.
just like the three of them just kicking ass.
Hey, did you
together.
just assume it's gender? It was an alien. It had no
I'm
gender.
pretty sure it had a female
I thought it was a
figure
man.
and was referred to as a she.
Oh, I thought it was a male.
Okay,
What's my coffee doing? I'm almost done my coffee.
there you go.
Ooh,
Um,
okay, sorry.
but like that was really good. I also liked the evolutions within it. Rocket was interesting because you saw him at the beginning be very much his old character, but you
Yep.
also saw what he had evolved into in Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Oh, I'm gonna
Shine
get that
through. Hmm?
Love that part when he's like, "I'm gonna get that about Bucky's arm."
Yeah, yeah.
That made me chuckle so hard.
And when the two of them, like, when he lifts, like, when they tag team together, and he's just like, how much for the gun? He's just like, not for sale. How much for the arm? Definitely not for sale. Or he's like, no, and he walks away and he goes, I'm gonna get that.
I'm gonna get that arm. Yeah, exactly. Oh, it's so funny.
Oh, drinking Creemore Spring. Just a little bit of a throwback classic. Just had it for
You
the long
speak
weekend.
dentist.
Yeah, just had it for the long weekend. It was a very productive one outside, lots of work. So, um, the only thing I hated because no one else got it was Spider-Man's death scene.
Oh, I got it immediately, and I started getting weepy because I
I got
loved that.
weepy. 100% I got weepy.
I
and it
cried,
hurt
man. I
hard.
straight up cried. We're not gonna talk about it right now, man. That's the ending. We're gonna talk about that
Well, no,
after.
because Brandon made the comment
So,
in there.
so
about
that
it
moment
hitting him.
where, shut up. No, he said it was gonna hurt him, and it did. You didn't have to say how it hurt him yet. Shh, we'll get to that in a minute, man. I wasn't ready for that yet.
Sun's getting really.
I mean, that's why I cracked open. Oh my god. So okay,
No,
no, we're not
wait.
talking about that movie
We're
yet.
not talking about that movie yet.
So so Thor Ragnarok. That was a funny part of Thor Ragnarok when he tried doing that and he just
Yeah.
fucking
Just
beat
gets
living daylights
pounded.
out of
Oh,
So tonight I'm drinking. I can never say this word. It's a tongue twister and a half. It's a wonderful, wonderful Scotch.
Glenfiddich?
Yeah, sure.
Let's go with that.
Yeah, out of a Mayan. Love this glass so much. It's a cultural appropriation. I've got two of them and I love them so much. And a shaker.
So the one thing while you're doing that though is that Thor
Mhm.
loved him in the movie. I really appreciated how he dealt with stuff.
Stormbringer.
And my favorite thing that he said though, and it just stuck with me because I think it's
Scotch. I love Scotch. Scotch.
he said is like he's like you're gonna beat Thanos, and he goes he's just the next in line that's trying to kill me, and either I'll get him or he'll get me. It's that simple. And it was just such a like simplistic way of like he's lived for thousands of years or hundreds of
Yeah.
years at least,
Oh,
and he had been fighting constantly. He was a warrior, and that's just how you dealt with it. Was that either I'll get him or he'll get me, but until he gets me, I'm gonna go after him.
yeah, but if he ever dies, there's no more Asgard for him to go back to.
No, there's yeah,
Yeah, he forgot about that.
but
Oh yeah, I
Called a
called him a
rabbit.
rabbit.
which I appreciated because he was finally not called a raccoon for the rest of the movie.
Or something other than a raccoon. Hey, Sean Conroy. Oh, the Expendables. Hey, buddy bear. He's the biggest, not gayest bear I've ever met in my entire life. He's like a big, not gay, manly Jake Sneeden. I love that guy.
Yeah,
He's a
let's
great
go with
guy.
that one.
He's a great guy. They're great paintball players. They haven't played in a long time, but they're the best. They are the best. Absolutely. Yeah, so we went to 0 Hour. We watched Infinity War. There's a lot of deaths, which was really upsetting.
But okay, so
There was 2 fake deaths, and I want to talk about that because that really
Oh,
kind of
okay,
pissed me off because I got so sad originally. It was Mantis and Drax.
mhm.
Drax got turned. Oh, for anybody joining, we are talking about Infinity War. If you haven't seen it, for the love of God, tune out. I'm so sorry. Anyways, Drax gets turned into a pile of clay blocks, and what's her face gets unsprung.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh fuck, that was really hitting because I really like those 2 characters. They died, and then of course they just magically come back to life. I was like, what the? Well, that was cheap.
And that was my thing. Is it's like when they kind of throw it away though, where it happens to them, and then you see the two of them like blink and like move, and that's when I was like, oh, okay, I guess they're not. But like you're right, like that first gut reaction. But I think that was part of it
Yeah.
too. Is that like throw out these fake ones, and then when the other ones come, it hits that much more. But so let's talk about the dusting.
The dusting. No, it's not dusting. They just evaporate. They just become nothingness. They become essential particles, and then nothing.
So, but here's my
Um,
thing: is everyone goes quickly. Everyone was
No.
within 2 to 3 seconds.
Except for Spider-Man.
Except for and that was the one where I'm like, this hits
Poor
hard,
Peter.
and I can understand for cinematic purposes, but
Talk about Peter later.
like, that's the only thing that bothered me, and I was just like, that was unnecessary because everyone else went too quickly. Like
Yep.
everyone, you should have given everyone a line or no one a line.
Yeah,
That
I
was
agree.
that was my only thing with that. Like in terms of like the emotional impact, oh, huge. Enjoyed it
Oh,
still. Happy it
Oh,
happened.
heavy.
Heavy.
So heavy.
But just that. The other one that got me, and it was more that my wife had pointed out later, was Falcon.
Yeah.
He was shot down, and it hits you later because so if those who don't know is Rodney, who's War Machine,
Yep.
is using assisted legs now, so he has like the exoskeleton to walk because he was crippled while
Yep.
chasing Falcon in Civil War.
He was crippled by Tony Stark, and Tony Stark couldn't handle the fact that he
No,
hurt his own
Vision.
friend.
Vision did it.
Whatever, Vision, whatever.
But-
Tony Stark couldn't handle that his creation hurt his friend. Blah
Exactly.
blah blah.
But the whole thing was is that the two of them
Tony Stark
had,
did it. It's all his fault.
yeah, had bonded back. They were still friends. So he's looking for Falcon, who's under a brush, and he just dies alone. Like no one sees him. No one sees him die. He'll just be MIA. He technically wasn't confirmed dead.
Yeah, he's dead though. They
He's
confirmed
like,
it.
he's dead within it. But I mean, like for the characters, it was just like that one was just like, oh, that sucks.
No, the hard ones were freaking Maria Hill and Nick Fury. That sucked too. Like they were in the middle of doing something badass, and all of a sudden, bam.
Yeah. No, and that's true too. It's just that those
So
ones
rough.
were more. You knew. Like,
Spoiler alert.
yeah.
Miss Marvel's coming.
Yeah. Which we talked about a little bit when we got together. So, but it's one of those ones. It's like there's going to be a couple in between Ant-Man and Wasp, which maybe they'll be in the next one. I think what's going to happen is one of them is going to get dusted at the end of their movie, and the other
Mm.
one's going to join up. Then
Oh, it's gonna be so heartbreaking. Don't say that.
yeah, and then the other one too for Captain. Everyone who's like, well, where's Miss Marvel been the whole time? All it's going to take is after all of the other movies and events. That's when Nick Fury got the communicator. Just kind of
Yes.
simple.
Yes, I agree.
So, so yeah.
There's
So then
another-
on to we had a double date.
Yeah, yeah. So we went and saw Deadpool 2.
Yeah, and you
My
held
wife and
my
I went and
hand
saw it.
far too tightly.
Hey, man,
I'm
that
just really
was
happy it wasn't my leg.
really rough when.
Mm-hmm.
All right, yeah. So spoiler alert. Again, I'm putting up that
Now
little
for
spoiler
Deadpool
alert.
spoilers.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about Deadpool now. Or we can do a segue and we'll talk about the gun, and we'll show that picture now. Let's do that now.
Okay, so we're gonna do
Got that ready?
we're gonna do a creation
Yeah.
by.
All right. So segue into something else. Bingo. So a lot of you guys know I do the Deadpool cosplay, and I brought it to the paintball fields a couple times. Had a lot of fun with it, and my good friend Davey Flint, who does a lot of 3D printing. Look at this.
And getting
Is
into
making
cast
me. No, that's all 3D
That's
printed.
3D printed, but I mean he's getting into cast molding because he's been doing the die.
Yeah, but he's been doing those entirely 3D printed, and they are amazing. He does his own. Oh, so beautiful. Anyways, so this is an entirely 3D printed TPX kit, and he's doing it for me in black or in red rather, with black accenting. It's gonna have a nice top rail on it, and
Is that
air
a
system.
shell, or are your TIPX internals going in that?
TIPX internals go in that. If you can see, the back end is all the brassing for it.
Yeah,
So I can throw I have to throw a CO2 in it originally just to seal it, but it's going to be air fed. So pretty. It's so red. Oh, I love it.
That'll be a fun custom. Getting all the head turning, looking at it.
Yeah. Davey's in the comments right now. If he could share a link to his 3D printing, that'd be phenomenal. And then we will definitely get that shared. And because it was definitely. He does all kinds of neat shit. If anybody's a Die Dam, this man makes the mags for a Die Dam.
Yeah, the
not even a question.
Continuous fed. Yeah, because those were Davey brought those out last year because I drove down with him last year for 0 Hour, and I think those are just in their final.
He made
production,
a new,
so.
yeah.
He's
on
done
his
more
final.
since then. Yeah.
They're fucking amazing.
Yeah.
They have their own little anal probe, much like the Helix anal beads, but I call this one the anal probe because it's ribbed all the way down. That he 3D prints as well. He 3D prints a flexible plastic that you can use it as a push rod, which is really cool. Oh, what are you drinking again?
Still Creamer.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
it's just that's all I got right now until the next beer run. So.
All right, let's change it back.
Change it back. You're so demanding and whatnot.
Let's change it back.
Deadpool. Okay, to be honest,
all right,
how
Deadpool.
bad do you want to run pistol now? After watching that movie, do you want to go out and run pistol?
That's not even a question. I will always run 2-gun as much as I can. Big games will be rifle only because I don't like to carry a whole lot on me. But I'm gonna continue running 2-gun rifle and pistol until shotgun comes out, and there's gonna be pistol and shotgun.
So
egg-fed pump action shotgun. So Deadpool the movie.
So good, so fun. All the spoilers right now. So going into that, I wanted to not expect a lot because I loved the first one, and I know I could never love it as much as you could, and I really understand that. But it was one where I knew I was gonna like it. My wife really enjoyed it. I think they did a good job, and I wanted to go with this one just to go and enjoy the movie, and it did meet my expectations and exceeded them.
Oh, fully.
What was interesting was they played a parable to the oh crap, there's a story arc with him, the X-Men Doom guy.
Apocalypse.
Apocalypse, thank you. They played a parable to the Apocalypse storyline that Deadpool was in, where he's the redeeming person in it. Yes, and Nero got to experience reclining seats, and he almost.
Oh my God! My wife did fall asleep.
Yeah, your wife actually did fall asleep.
Fiance fell asleep watching Deadpool too, but it was the second time we saw it.
Yep.
Those chairs are ridiculously comfortable, and she did work all day.
Yeah.
Poor girl. And it was a later movie on a Friday night, and we were supposed to have plans, but I had to bail, and I feel so bad.
Life gets in the way.
No, you get in the way.
Yeah, that happens.
And there we go. Here's the link. Someone having a try with my damn mags and laughing at the end gets me every time. Okay. Matthew Shin. So we'll have to find a way to share that video. in the comments, Tyler will make that happen because he's our tech whiz. Which you have to speak to. Apparently, Jester wants us to change our video software, but we're going to talk about that right now. So, Deadpool. I want to be. Everybody can probably tell. I'm not very enthusiastic about it. It was a great movie, but didn't live up really to the hype and all the commercials were different. Everything was a ruse. All his friends are dead. It was a really bad, and everything got retconned. So they also in a way ruined Infinity War. At the end of the movie, he turns back time, saves his girlfriend, changes the name of X-Force, gets all of his. So here's the thing I don't get though:
changes
if he
the name
didn't,
of X-Force.
or sorry, changes the group of X-Force, tells people to go home. But here's the thing: if he changed it, if
one person, just the one
may I
guy.
finish? May I finish? Please. Let me finish. It tells the one guy because everybody loves Peter. But it was a ruse. Everything there was ruse. Everybody died. The only one who survived was Domino. The important characters survived. Yeah. It's like they couldn't afford to keep the cast. The only person who really would survive is Peter, but his fucking arm got melted off by that acid breath guy when he goes into that wood chipper, which was intense. Bedlam gets hit by a bus.
I didn't see that coming.
I did. I totally saw it coming. As soon as they jumped out of that plane, my wife called it too. She's like, everybody's going to die except for Peter. He's going to land safely, and then something bad's going to happen to him. She said it, and she called it.
Terry's character landed.
Oh, he's dead. No, he died.
No, he died, but I said he landed.
Terry Crews died.
Yeah,
no, he didn't land safely. He got hit by a bus. He didn't even land.
Yeah, he did. He landed. He went, and then boom.
Really?
Yeah, he landed, and he was like, yeah, good job, and then he gets crushed by the bus.
No, I'm pretty sure he got, it was like a land biff.
No, it was like a land, cheer, smash.
Okay, you need to rewatch the movie.
You need to rewatch the movie.
Because his body was hanging when his I did rewatch the movie. Remember, his body was hanging inside the bus.
Yes, because he gets hit by the bus.
Yeah, but if he got hit by a bus, he wouldn't be up where his head was in the top of the window. I swear he was hit. Well, somebody in the comments will be like, "Nah, Jarvis is right." We'll have to wait till the movie comes out on DVD, and then we will do a full on review. Break down one by one, which we still have to do John Wick 2 of.
Yeah. On that note, though, the when they're all jumping out of the plane, and we were watching it, and all of a sudden you just see just a parachute go because there's the invisible guy that is with them. I honestly thought, I'm like, who the hell just threw off their parachute? Like,
if you look really carefully,
forgot about him.
If you look really carefully, it looks like Buddy did it. Like the white suit.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
Daystar.
It looks like he just threw it off, and I'm like, can he fly?
They edited it
like,
though.
What happened? And
they edited it though, like it looked like he. Yeah. They look like they edited it like he threw it, and they're like, all right, and action. All right, cool, perfect, and freeze. All right, and do it again. You know, it was probably a bit of post-production, a little bit of filming magic.
But then when you see the backpack itself flying, it's like, right, there's an invisible guy.
But if you watch, it was funny. Now, who was it?
Brad Pitt.
Yeah, that was so funny.
Yeah, who did you say it was?
He looked like Tyler Durden. No, I said the wrong name, and I said it accidentally. At first, I thought I said, I was thinking it was Matt Damon.
Yeah, you said Matt Damon. Is that Matt Damon?
Yeah, only because I spent so much time with Fat Damon, whom I love. I love you very much, Daryl.
So
Daryl, you're a great guy.
Brandon, he went through the bus window. We're both agreeing that, but I say that he landed, then got hit by the bus. Nero is saying he went right into the bus.
Yeah, like he didn't even land. He was flying. He was still flying. Yeah. Still parachuting when the bus hit him. He made contact. It was bad. I didn't like the there was there wasn't as much gratuitous violence. Yeah, he chopped off somebody's arms, but like in the first movie there was Kill Bill levels of blood and gore, and this one there wasn't.
Yeah, none of it was too bad. I think when
Disney got their hands on it.
I don't know, but like because the other part too is that he already had his superpowers and like he accustomed to them. So some of the fight scenes, I feel like it was like the initial fight scenes.
He never landed. Thank you, Brandon.
Okay. The initial fight scenes were
watch it.
Badly choreographed, where there was a lot of action, but I couldn't tell.
A lot of bad cutting in the end.
Like exactly what he was doing, and which is unfortunate because it is such a fun character where he doesn't really land like whereas Wolverine kind of comes in like blades out like to balls to the walls. He still tries to be sneaky, whereas Deadpool just comes in sarcastic, shoot me, okay, now I'm going to do something about it. Like he uses his healing factor to an extreme cheat code level, whereas Wolverine keeps it in his back pocket. Oh, I
If
would.
I
You
was,
know,
if I
yeah.
played Juggernaut and I'm only running a pistol, I will totally get out there in the middle and be like, all right, where's everybody at? Because they're gonna start shooting me first. There they are. Pop, 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 ow, 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 pop, 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 pop,
Yeah.
pop. So it's kind of it's a nice cheat code, but it's also see, talking tactical. It's a wonderful little advantage. Same as when people complain about camping. It's a tactical advantage. I mean, there's a reason why you're posted up and you're sitting comfortably.
So
You're nice and you're warm and you're waiting for your enemy to come. It's an ambush.
Yeah,
Whereas this guy had a snapped ambush. He's a fucking juggernaut.
Yeah.
And so spoiler alert. Here we go again. The fucking juggernaut, bitch.
Oh, yeah.
And he doesn't say it. He doesn't say it. He doesn't say it.
Of course he doesn't, because they actually
Who
did
played the juggernaut? I want to find that out. I forgot. This is something I was like, oh, I gotta find this out. I will Google this one. You talk about fucking motherfucking juggernaut. Oh my god,
So-
he was amazing.
Yeah, so
amazing.
They do the real Juggernaut, where he's bigger than anyone should ever be. He's directly referenced as being Xavier's brother, which was super nice. It's just like, yeah, I wear this helmet so that my brother can't read my mind, and they're like, oh, that kind of sucks.
He's in a wheelchair, so it's fair.
Yeah, it's like you have to wear a helmet all the time. Yeah, he's in a wheelchair, but it's fair. And what I really appreciated though was the Juggernaut stuck by the kid. He didn't just bust out and then be like, okay, see ya, go have fun with your revenge. He was like, no, you helped me. I'm going to come help you now. Like, I really liked that because that could have been an easy throwaway and then not have to deal with the character. So that was good. The other one too is that they didn't really explain his mutant power, whereas before it was just like, I'm the Juggernaut, I just keep on running. And it was just like, okay, and then like he randomly hit that wall in whichever X-Men it was, and it was like that felt lame. Whereas with this one, I think it's like super strength and like just durability is his overall thing. Like I don't even really remember like what the Juggernaut's mutant power exactly is, but it's just you don't really care because he's just that big, bulky fighter. And him and Colossus going at it, and then the girls arriving with the more supernatural superpowers. I guess the best way of explaining it, like powered powers, which was interesting. And I loved the back and forth with was it Yukio?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
she's so
Yukio.
cute.
Yeah,
And I love that.
Bye,
And I love
Yukio.
the.
Bye, Dad. Bye, Wade. It's just like oblivious to everything, like just
Bye, Wade.
amazing.
He's so nice. Oh, don't even get me started.
And
I
and
kind of
I've
like.
always
I
loved
hate
their back
her.
and forth, so.
Yeah, but they kind of like it's become a forced trope, and I think
Yeah.
they were like playing on it being one. And I hate to play the nitpick. So the Juggernaut was actually
Yes, yeah. So the Matthew Daniels comic, yes, he is Kane Marco.
no.
That's
being
the
Kane-
Kane Marco is the character in the comics.
Yes, but it was played by Ryan Reynolds.
Really?
Yeah. Which makes the relationship between Deadpool and Juggernaut that much funnier. To me, anyways. It's hard for me to sit on that. I was going to just blurt it out, but yeah, could you hear me containing my enthusiasm? So that's how great that is. You know, write yourself as your own favorite characters. Shocking. Well played, Ryan. Well played.
Yeah, he gets killed later.
Yeah.
It's fine.
That kind of makes. He survives. He survives. You see him getting out of the pool at the end.
No,
Let's
I
get
mean
out of
Ryan
here.
Reynolds gets killed later. It's okay.
No, he survives.
Ryan Reynolds.
Oh yeah, right. So yeah, during the so the whole movie is pointless. Nothing that happens matters. At the end of the movie, he fixes. I love the lazy writing. At the end of the movie, he gets Negasonic Teenage Warhead and Yu-Gi-Oh to fix. What the fuck?
The time machine.
I keep on wanting to call him Thanos because they kind of ruin how Infinity War is going to go. Infinity War 2 or Avengers 4. They're just going to use the time gauntlet. Like somebody's going to convince Thanos that what he did was wrong. Like Lady Death is going to appear to him and be like, just because you did all that doesn't mean I'm going to love you less than Deadpool, or something to that effect. And he's going to be like, okay, fine. And he makes everything come back, which is like, ugh. So yeah, he goes back in time, saves his girlfriend, remarks at how sharp the cream cheese spreader is, which tells you that he sharpened it beforehand to make sure that he was going to kill somebody. Which was, you know what, man? They also they really played with your emotions. They kill her off, and they kill her off right away, and then she becomes like this pivotal point where he just wants to visit Vanessa again. It was so hard. It was rough. And my wife cries at everything, but yeah, she cried. It was great. great to watch. She fell asleep before it happened the second time, though.
Yeah, and that was the thing too. Is it like that was meaningful, and I actually, like I said to Ashley afterwards, who's my wife, I'm really mad that they did that. Like, I get it because everyone would be like, oh, just get it fixed and then go fix everything. I'm like, I'm actually pissed off that they did that.
Yep.
It just.
But again, it's Deadpool.
Yeah, and I get that part, but it's just like, but then you come into the time travel paradox of like, how many of the
When a butterfly flaps their wings,
butterfly, yes, thank you, like
it's called the butterfly effect.
Time travel paradoxes, like, is it? There's the three main ones where.
There's the grandfather paradox. You kill your grandfather, or do you exist to kill him in the first place? Killing him in the end. There's so many different paradoxes.
Yeah, because there's the first
time
one, like,
travel.
Yeah, like you go back to do exactly what you were meant to do. You can't change it, which is the time traveler. Then there's the you go back and change it, but then by changing it, you never fix it, so you come back into a parable. And then the final one is that there's an infinite number of time possibilities.
Oh Jesus!
No.
Yeah, no. Let me the joke. Okay, so this. I tried. I got into between YouTube videos, Wikipedia articles, and some like theoretical physics articles. My head hurts just thinking about infinity.
Yeah.
Okay. So there are how many stars in our galaxy?
Mm-hmm.
No, like how many?
I don't know. Like billions?
How many? Hundreds of billions?
Yeah.
For every star in our galaxy. And this is just for human race. Let's get this into a tinier number. 7 billion. There's 7 billion humans. Every possible genetic code sequence that the human genetic code can have has happened more than once. There are just so many humans. Yeah, that's why there's so many. If you go traveling anywhere, you are likely to see the doppelgangers of all of your friends. Yes, it's a mixture of your brain mixing faces and saying, "Oh, that guy kind of looks like Billy Bob. I've missed Billy Bob," but it's a mixture of that and the fact that the genetic sequences can only do. There's only so many facial constructions they can make. Anyways, so there's supposed to be a black hole at the center of every galaxy, and they're trying to say that at the center of every one of these galaxies, that black hole is a wormhole to another universe. And inside that universe, there's galaxies. Inside of every one of those galaxies is black holes. And inside of every one of those black holes is another universe. And it goes on and on and on. In that case, that means that there's somewhere else in the world, you and I having the exact same conversation, except you're on the left side and I'm on the right side. Yep. Because that's how infinity works. Which it's too big. The number's too big. It can't be real.
Started the podcast and I didn't start the podcast. And there's
no, that never happened. I've never been that motivated in life.
Yeah.
I'm currently seeking a motivational trainer, whatever that means, or a personal trainer for that matter. If you want to motivate me and personally train me, hit me up in the DMs, and I will definitely hit you back because I need someone to kick my ass, and Gallagher doesn't do it. He's lazy.
Gallagher's lazy as hell.
Doesn't even listen to our podcast anymore.
I like there was one though that that they did. I think it was Blizzard did it for World of Warcraft, and they said is that there's infinite time loops, but you'll drive yourself mad counting the number of grass, like the minute details, like the grass.
Oh yeah, the number of blades of grass.
Yeah, in each reality, like there's that. It was a really good one where it was like it's very true. Like there's that little thing that could be that much different and just yeah. So I hate time travel in stories when it's done the way it's been done,
but I like the way they just did it. They joked about it through the whole movie.
Yes.
Lazy writing. Oh, they can't just fix everything.
Yeah.
And then they're like, fuck it. We're just gonna somebody have a look at this because old tech, new tech is based on old ideas. And Megasonic Teenage War had her. Well, I don't even know what her power is. And we have no idea what Yugi is. That Yugi? Is she from Wolverine? I don't recognize her.
I don't know, but I know she's an official character. So like
she
has a predefined power. And I think Megasonic Teenage Warhead is just that she collects energy and then expels it in an amplified way. Because if you ever see her, though, she charges, and then she just releases a blast wave.
Mm. And then Fire Fist. I hated the character. I completely hated that child character. I wanted him dead. He was irritating. He was just a bad kid. He was a terribly bad kid. I don't care what you say. Abused kids grow up to be bad. blah blah blah. He was just like, I didn't like the character at all. It had nothing to do with the way he was acted. It had nothing to do with the writing. I just did not like the character. It was, we didn't talk. See, we both didn't like him so much. We didn't bring him up until now.
Yeah, that's true. That being said, like I appreciated, I appreciated the jokes he had and his outlook, but
Sometimes.
I hated. But it's one of those things. Is like I realized my gray hair is showing when I say "damn kids" and their damn jokes. It's like,
oh, it's good to be a gangster. Shut
yeah.
the fuck.
And it's just
Oh,
like it's
you
like we're gonna be
tween.
so tough and we're gonna be the best buddies. And I'm
Brandon, everybody hated him. I think he was meant to be hated.
Yeah,
He
but
was
like
meant to feel irredeemable, where everybody's like, no, 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 let him kill him. Let him kill him, Deadpool. Don't run for the bullet.
yeah, and that was the one too that was that like he said like I wanted to be a superhero, but how many fat kids do you see in spandex? And it was just like good quip.
Oh,
And
so
like I
to
said, like I
that
think it
note-
was the prison. After the prison is when I just hated him after that. And it was just like, and I wouldn't even say hated. I just stopped enjoying him. I just stopped being like, oh, you're gonna say something stupid. Just move the story along, please. Like, and it's super unfortunate because I don't think the kid did a bad job acting. I think he did a pretty good job. I think he just combination of some bad lines and how his character was designed. Like just sitting there being like, okay, like I'm so excited and I'm ready to do this, and just I don't know. My other question to my wife had was why was there no sex scenes? That was her immediate response.
They alluded to it a couple times. They made a couple strap-on jokes.
Yeah. Like
Hello,
they said, like,
James Boston. If you're cutting in now, we're talking about Deadpool the movie. If you haven't seen it, there's spoilers, and we might accidentally throw in a little bit of Infinity War because there's lots of stuff we missed there too. So, spoiler warning, spoiler warning, spoiler warning, spoiler warning, spoiler warning. Anyways, well, you want to get that set up? I'll continue talking about whatever it was we were talking about.
Doing with this, just showing it off?
Yeah, but when I tell you to, of course, as always. If you can find the picture, isolate it. It's going to be kind of cool.
I'm just taking a look at it all overall.
I'm sorry. So those of you playing the home game, MagFed Addicts. Whoa, hello, MagFed Addicts. Same after the prison. Yeah, and I like the prison scene, but again, I liked how they reused the glass cell idea. Like these are not normal people. These are going to be some kind of super mutants. So they have to use some kind of super powerful plexi, which they never show. Okay, here's a fucking thing that pisses me off. They never show how that window gets broken to Juggernaut's holding cell for Kiddo to give him food.
Oh, the gates?
Yeah.
Just probably in the general riots, because I think it was.
No,
just
because it was a
door.
glass. Yeah, but it was like a glass. Like, exactly. These are supposed to be giant plexiglass doors, and plexiglass doesn't break that way.
Yeah.
It just it was just cheap. It was bad writing. Again, bad writing. The movie was good, but so many.
I almost think though is that like the first Deadpool had so long to be written and rewritten and more jokes thrown in and everything was fresh and new and a new style. It's like one of those ones is like movies have that problem where they can't be TV shows. You watch a TV show to expect to figure out what's going to happen with a little bit of a twist. Even like murder mystery ones is like, well, they're going to solve it with science or with their wit and intelligence, and they're going to have an epiphany moment. So like part of the thing is that movies can't do that. Like they're supposed to be different every time, and they're not always. Even the Marvel and other ones is like I don't go to them anymore to be blown away. Like I would say the last one that just was like, oh my god, that was a really good movie was Thor Ragnarok, because it changed all of Thor's.
The commercials ruined that one for me. If they had kept the Hulk a secret, that would have been such a better reveal.
Yeah, that's true.
But they threw that that was like their, hey guys, look, we have to drag you in. There's the Hulk. Everybody loves the Hulk, right? Look, there's the Hulk. And that was just the commercials. I wish this didn't do commercials. I hate ads. I hate advertisements. I hate. Hey guys, look at us. Look what we can do. Just put out a movie. Hey, look, there's a movie poster.
Yeah, but it's one of those things. Is like
and
I
then
try
keep little
spoilers.
spoilers.
Like I try to. Like even with
so
Solo,
hard.
I've done a pretty good job. And
there's nothing to spoil because Disney's got a tighter lip than anybody. I don't know. I was going to say I make a nun joke there, but it's ridiculous how like tight-fisted they are with their how tight-lipped they are with their
it's exactly
their
what
content.
you were just complaining about.
They're
trying not to spoil it.
No, I'm talking about the commercials. The commercials still like they.
Yeah.
I did like the way they in Deadpool how the commercials were misleading.
Yes.
And yeah, nothing like it was out at the time. I liked the introduction of the dead Logan spinning on the log. That was so depressing, but it was still pretty funny.
And that's the one too, is like they had so many good jokes, one-liners, and ones that I would watch over and over again. But let's put it let's say this.
Hey, in good editing, they brought back and killed off stupid Deadpool from the past, from the early movie in 2009.
But there was no bridge fight scene in this one. There was no fight scene that I'm like, I will just like pull it up on Netflix to watch this one fight scene. There was nothing as iconic as that bridge fight scene. Like where it was gruesome, it was well choreographed, it showed somebody in a limited situation making the most of it.
Lower budget. They spent way too much of their budget on CGI and not as much. Like even the Juggernaut and like that whole fight looked bad. The Juggernaut versus Colossus fight looked so bad.
And they made the joke about it, like, oh, CGI fight incoming. And I enjoyed it, but I didn't want that to be the main
effects,
fight.
Man. Keep people in work. CGI is going to take people's jobs. They took our gerbs.
Fair enough. Like, and it's true. Like, you need the mixture of CGI and the real fight. And I think that's part of the problem, too, though, is that, like, no CGI is used to enhance and expand the world. It is not meant to replace it, and the problem is that they're using it.
Movies like Avatar.
Yeah, well, Avatar like a little bit different because that one was just like full alien, but something like even like Superman versus Batman, or
Stephen Van Allen. Hi, Mr. Van Allen.
Yeah.
He's one of my coworkers / bosses, sort of, in the past on a different show. So anyway, sorry, carry on.
But
we're talking. For those of you joining, we're talking about movies. Deadpool so Infinity War and Deadpool 2. Spoilers.
And
carry on.
And that's the thing too, is that like there needs to just be that level of realism in the CGI. Like we watched something. We watched how they made Black Panther, and my wife got so mad when she found out that it wasn't actually filmed in an African country.
God, no, it was of course not. It was all filmed on a soundstage. That's what's just so. It's funny that's funny. My boss one of my old bosses pops in because I was just saying that CGI is totally taking practical effects jobs, and this is so depressing that like there's more time spent in blue screen and green screen than there is on location with like real explosions and real fire and stuff. It's all okay. We'll do a little pot fire here, and then CG will make it bigger. Yep. But shit happens. That's how shit gets better, and that's how things get paid for.
Yeah.
Look what we can do.
But there's other one too. Is that one of the great examples of that is the slow-mo guys on YouTube, right?
Yes.
Yes. So I had no idea that one of my absolute favorite slow-mo scenes was filmed / directed by one of the creators.
Yep.
In Sherlock 2, the the run scene through the forest, that slow motion.
Yeah.
The main camera guy from Slow-Mo Guys helped write and direct that to do it. And
no.
Yeah.
Oh.
I said it, and I was just like, I'm like, because he brought it up in something like they were talking about. He goes, yeah, like working on the Sherlock Holmes. And I was like, that's so cool. But he's like, it's one of those ones is that like you shoot a cannon through a tree with one of those $1,000 cameras, see what it looks like, and then you can CGI 50 more of them. But
there's an entire we stumbled upon an entire library of CGI smoke. Like a huge part of my job is smoke and atmosphere. Yeah. And there's an entire library of different ways smoke wisps through the air, so you can just layer that in Pro Tools, which is funny because Steven Tyler was talking about how Pro Tools has ruined music. Yeah. Anyways,
but it also comes back to like there's another one too is the Tron 2.
Oh, yeah.
New one. Yep. But anytime that they youthify someone's face, like we saw Rogue One, and with Tarkin, and it was like everyone was like, "Oh my god, he looks so real." We're getting to that, Mr. Greenwood.
Sorry, I didn't mean to ignore you. Carry on.
Those who play video games and other stuff were like, "No, that's just full CGI, and I can just boom. I'm out of my focus now." Like it was cool for sure.
Yep. Oh, it's like that was entirely the Colossus fight. CGI totally ruined the moment for me.
Yeah, because
I was like, "Oh, this is stupid."
I think it's the shadowing. Like it's as soon as it sounds, it's something just like you just.
It's the uncanny valley. You can tell the difference between when they used a. I don't know. The Juggernaut never looked real. He just never looked real in the movie for me, and it really bothered me a lot because they did such a good job on Colossus even though like the reflections of Deadpool in his metal was just amazing, but so frustrating.
What
So
about
very
Deadpool
frustrating.
at the X-Men school? Don't know.
But Deadpool at the X-Men school. Oh yeah, so Deadpool got to sit in Xavier's chair,
Oh yeah.
play with Cerebro, cracked a joke about it smells like Patrick Stewart,
Yeah.
which was absolutely, it made me laugh pretty hard.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he didn't say, like, he didn't make a joke about it saying it smells like Patrick Stewart and what's his tits.
The other actor, I forget his name.
But then they kind of retcon that by having the young guy in
The door closing scene.
the door closing scene, which means that was added in post. Then you can tell that Deadpool, because Deadpool at no point was in that scene. When you see Beast walk over and shut the door, you don't see Deadpool at any point.
No, it wasn't.
No.
Which
Am I too loud?
it makes sense.
Fantastic.
No.
I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to my sound editor.
Oh, okay, sorry. Yeah, and it was just like, I don't know, but it still comes back to, it's a good movie, and I enjoyed it. Pink glasses, making a jump the second
Rose-colored
time.
glasses.
Rose-colored glasses. Yes,
Rose-tinted,
I
rose-tinted
enjoyed
glasses,
the
that-
first one. I
More.
enjoyed the first one overall, but I think I still enjoyed Deadpool 2. I think Deadpool 3, depending on how they do it, will either be the make or break. But it's one of those ones. It's like movies come that like they come in with the secondary, like.
Well, it was
okay,
better than the second Die Hard.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. Like in terms of sequels, it was better than a lot of sequels. But what it always is that here's our original idea. Here's what we're going to try and mimic from it. Oh, we missed E, F, and H, so we'll add those in the third one, while hopefully keeping everything else, and it should work. Like they still did their third wall break.
I'm curious if the end credit scene becomes canon, like if Vanessa's going to be in the third one. That makes me think.
She's technically she is a superhero by her name. Like,
Yeah,
she's
copycat.
a character. Yeah. The other one too is that what was I going to say? I didn't like that he didn't talk to the viewers. So in the first one,
Yeah, he did.
in
He
the
turned to
first
the
one,
camera a couple times.
Yeah, no, but in the first one he broke character, and you could tell 100% he was talking to the audience. In this one,
Except, he more so narrated.
Yeah, in this one he more so made jibs and jabs that other characters like what, but it was all going along. And yes, that is part of his, like, in the comic books, he's not talking directly to the audience.
Did you
but I
go,
was like,
Sam? Oh, you're still weird. Are you hiding in the corner? Oh. Oops, sorry
Find
guys.
a wife?
I had a squirrel moment. My wife disappeared from my peripheral vision, and she actually just hid in the closet. The laundry room, rather. Sorry, the laundry room.
But yeah, so
Oh,
overall,
here, let's get a woman's perspective. What did you think of the new Deadpool movie? Well, you come in here and say it to the. I'll move the microphone over so you can speak on. You don't have to come on camera. I'm gonna give you the microphone. Say it quiet.
I enjoyed it. I really liked it.
There you go. She
enjoyed
really liked Domino. Because you couldn't hear her. You know what? I really like Domino. I love the. I didn't
love
like the
Domino.
back and forth between her and Deadpool at all. It was very frustrating.
I enjoyed
The
it.
whole it doesn't look very cinematic. Like the
Oh, I
fourth,
fucking
that's what I meant,
love
the
that
fourth wall
comment.
breaks.
I
The
love
fourth
that
wall,
comment.
but that got ruined again. That got ruined by the commercials.
But I didn't see any of that in the commercial. I had no
Oh,
idea it was going to be like that in the commercial.
Yeah, there was a commercial about the fourth wall break when he says that doesn't look cinematic at all, right? As she's running, and he does actually say it during that scene into her radio.
Yeah, he says he goes luck. Like, how is that a superpower? Like, do you shoot luck beams? Do you do
Luck.
this? And then it was like that can't even be cinematic at all. Like it was, and then you
Yeah, it
see
was
it all.
just-
And
Yeah.
I don't know. I came in there with less spoilers. I watched the comic bits. Like I watched the David Beckham
Yep.
commercial on it, but I didn't watch the other stuff. And
Oh, you got to watch this. If you haven't seen the Celine Dion commercial, watch that. It was amazing. It was so funny.
but I more listened to that one than watched it because, again, I was trying to keep the spoilers to a minimum. I found
It's
that
hard.
too much story gets told in the spoilers,
Yep.
or they make you think it's going to be one movie, and then they switch it.
Well, they did
but
do
it's
that.
not
They did
as
that
good an
partly with
idea.
Deadpool too. They were like, "All right, guys, there's gonna be this super force. They're gonna do
Yeah.
a lot of fighting and stuff, and then cheese grater later. There's only two people left, and they crack a lot of jokes about it, lots of fourth wall breaks. So in the end, Deadpool 2, I liked Infinity War a lot more than Deadpool 2, for sure.
Yeah,
And then
I
I'm
think-
excited to see Solo this weekend. coming.
Yeah, I don't know when I get a chance to see that, but hopefully soon.
I'm making a chance to see that.
I think that one's going to be the make or break for the standalone films, but we are approaching that 2 hour or that hour mark. Sorry, not
I
2
noticed
hour.
I was starting to wind myself down.
All right, so
What was my favorite joke?
What
What
do you
was
have
your
in the
favorite
news?
joke,
What was-
Mr. Brandon?
what was
So I took a week off. I went to North Carolina. Saw more cops in half an hour of a 2.5 hour drive than I saw in a 14-hour drive. And it was all in one state, which was ridiculous. And he tells me, if you're ever driving through the state of Georgia, drive slow, drive the speed limit, especially if you have an Ontario license plate and an Ontario driver's license. Drive slow, drive the speed limit, do nothing and say nothing to give them any warrant to search your car. Because they will. Because, oh my God, every single... And I know it's their job, but at that point you can tell it's a revenue generating practice, because every single car had a cop digging through it. It was so heartbreaking to see. And it wasn't like one car was just pulled over and then another car was pulled over and there was a cop sitting doing a check. No, every one of those 14 cars pulled over, there was a police officer digging through the back or the front seat. It was like, damn. Oh, that's heavy shit, man. But you know what? It's weird to see. It's a culture shock, you know. Like, yeah,
It is going to the U.S. sometimes.
I love living in Canada. And then on the drive home, we were supposed to be going across that Burlington Bridge, Skyview Bridge, and it was closed. And it's a nice long detour all the way across over to the 403. Heavens to Betsy, that was a shitty wait on the side of a road waiting to get off of a bridge because they closed it after there was traffic on it.
Yeah, that's always interesting. So 0 hour.
Fantastic. Okay, so great game. There's a little bit of confusion at the beginning, a little bit of confusion with the time starting and the respawn.
That seems to always happen.
And the big thing is there's always a team that gets the advantage of spawning next to the entry point, so they always get nice refresh players faster. Players don't have to walk across the entire field.
Did they do the flip where entrance and exit, or did they?
Yeah,
do
second day.
Okay.
No. So there was a blue team entrance, but you had to go out and around the field or walk straight up the field. And you remember last year how the center of the field was like a straight shot from one end of the field to the other, and you could run it if you wanted to?
Yeah.
Well, they put up a bunch of skid and door walls, but they're only about waist high. Yeah. Anyways, okay, so let's wrap this up and I'll show them that. So everybody knows I do Deadpool cosplay. And with Infinity War happening, my wife and I decided to do. She's getting herself a Jean Grey.
Are you not going to do Wolverine?
Let me finish. Wolverine. Fuck no, Wolverine. I'm getting a Homecoming costume, which I love Spider-Man. I always kind of have. He's always, not just because of the name, funny enough, but I'm getting a Homecoming one, but I'm going to keep the Deadpool mask. And, Deadpool, it's because Spider-Man doesn't need it anymore. So that's another reason why I waited to the end of the podcast. Ooh, I saw that face change. Grumpy man. Did not like that joke.
No, I was laughing.
Spider-Man,
I was looking at all the pictures.
But yeah, no, we're doing a wonderful new Homecoming costume, which is going to be so much fun. And it's going to have the replaceable, not adjustable, but I'm going to find a way to make adjustable lenses for that so that I can actually make them open and close. It'll be interesting. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of work, but I have friends who do robotics, so here we go.
So it's just to ask them, because they have a ton. So this is on Arachnid Studios. I'm looking at a bunch right now.
Yeah.
Is it just pretty much a skin suit?
This one is, it's a lot easier. I don't like doing those weird PVC. Like Gallagher does though. Man, he's such a prop maker. He's such a little tinkerer. Which
I ordered my Mandalorian helmet from, so hopefully be getting that.
Nice.
But yeah, no, I'm just curious because looking at there is a ton here that would be fun to maybe rock on the paintball field, but it's just they are just spandex.
And they're cheap. They're inexpensive. You can throw a vest over them, and you don't have to worry about ruining them because they're only $35, $45, so you can always replace it, which is a lot of fun. So, but okay, that's the prints. There's actually Zentai Zone is the company we had make them. So I actually have it made with Souls, as crotch zipper, removable mask,
Okay.
back zipper, so I can take it off and put it. Well, years with the Deadpool mask, I've actually like mastered touching my hands behind my back and gripping them and stuff. So it's been a lot of easy to zip myself up. You know,
Yeah.
if I ever need to wear a dress.
Yeah.
I didn't say that out
100%.
loud.
They are very pretty. Yeah, I see here that they have like the extra stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how much did you pay for yours? You went to Sentai Zone,
I
you said?
don't know. I don't know. We had to buy the prints, and then we had to transfer the prints over to Zentai Zone because the company that makes the prints is different than the company that prints them. I don't know. Don't get it. I don't understand how this. It's probably just a. I probably could have just bought that one from the second company, but whatever. But it was all custom made. It was all custom tailored. It's all
Yep.
being. We had to measure ourselves and send them all the details. And it was like, great. So this is gonna be like a made to measure spandex suit because spandex isn't one size fits most.
Yep. So, no, it should be cool.
Anyway.
I'm excited to see it. So,
Yeah, me too.
and
Deadpool 2 was fun.
yeah.
Infinity War is funner. Sad, broke our hearts. My wife cried. Your wife cried. I
Life
cried a
goes
little
on.
bit. Hey man, well they dragged out Spider-Man's death, and that was heartbreaking.
So, but yeah.
He's
So,
not gonna need a suit anymore, so that's why I bought it.
so if you want to catch myself or Nero possibly in a Spider-Man outfit, possibly in a Deadpool outfit, depending on what his flavor of the day is when he goes to the paintball field, you can follow us on Facebook. You
Mhm.
can follow us on Instagram as Talking Tactical. If you catch part of the show and want to watch the rest of it later, you can find it here on Facebook. You can find it on our YouTube
Anywhere you
channel,
get your audio,
Talking
anywhere.
Tactical, and then the audio will be available
iTunes,
all those places.
Google Play. Do you make money off the iTunes, or is it free?
It's free. It's just
Oh, good,
just
good,
a
free
download.
everywhere.
Yeah, just free.
Yay.
Just it's a free show for us. But if you want to support the show, you can go to Patch Panel and use the offer code TTP to save 20% off on
Yes.
your purchase there. That
20,
helps
15.
support the show. Nope, 20%.
Oh, you got to
Reserved
change
it.
that. I'm looking
I
at the
do
fucking
have to change
sticker
it.
right now.
Realized that I didn't have that saved as a
Wow.
quick edit, and I tested it and I forgot to change it. So you can save
Oh,
20% on your purchase
Kick your
there,
butt.
and it is good for everything on the website. So that includes their limited edition releases.
I
It
need to
includes
get a new patch panel. Mine is torn.
yeah, a custom nameplate, other identification markers. The only thing is the offer code
Been
is
made,
good for a
and,
one-time use.
You're gonna have more made eventually.
Yes, we will also hopefully be launching some TTP patches ourselves as to help with the
Still
fundraiser
love
and
this
stuff.
psyched out one so much.
But as always, guys, thank you very
Thanks
much
for
for
watching.
checking us out, and don't forget to
Always train the way you play.
play the way you train.
Gallagher, you always show up at the fucking end. We already talked about you and
You
played
missed
up
it.
your 3D printing and buying helmets from you. You always show up at the end, man. We're leaving. We're gonna do
Alright,
a post
guys.
show next time I upgrade my computer enough. Sorry guys for that terrible. We're gonna update that to just the thumbnail of who let these idiots on the internet that day. I gotta update my computer. Solid
Alright,
state
guys,
hard drive
thank you so
tomorrow,
much for
man.
checking
Love you
us
guys.
out.
Bye.
We will see
Bye,
you
bye,
on
bye.
the field. Have a great one.